Hey everyone, it is October, and you know what that means? It is time for the third annual Majet Monster Mash. I'm really excited for this year. We think it's going to be a great one. It looks like it won't rain like 2 years ago. It won't be super windy like last year. Be the perfect weather. So hoping for some sun. There's a small chance of rain. We'll talk about that. But really first want to kick things off and just give a huge thanks to Book That Condo. If you're looking to stay in Panama City, either for this tournament, a future tournament, or just a weekend with the family, bookthatcondo.com. You go there, you can find you a condo, you can book it. And yeah, we'd love for you guys to support them. They've been a huge supporter of ours for this event. Rick Higby talked to them, and they were excited to jump on board and support everything we're doing. So huge shout out, thanks to Book That Condo. Please go check them out. Let them know that you found out about them from us and that you appreciate what they're doing for our local disc golf community. Moving on, if you're not looking to rent, you're looking to buy, we got two great realtors in the club who support everything we do. James Harris and Dennis Nelson both came up big for this one. They have sponsored 2 holes for this. If you're looking to buy discs instead of houses, Rotor Disc Golf Supply, great people there. Zach and Rachel Cole, you probably know them from the Wiregrass area. They come to all of our events. They support everything we do. And so support those folks if you are looking for anything online, especially Discmania. They got a ton of stock of Discmania right now, and it's always dropping something new. We got Mike Bennett. For those who are in the club, you guys know Mike. For those who played a long time ago, you know Mike. Mike played for a while, took a little break. He's back. If you know Catfish, they are in the same Bennett family. So stoked to have Mike aboard. Bay Builders is his company. And if you have any sort of project management needs, you have any sort of projects that are going on, contract work, he is the guy to reach out to. If you are thinking you're going to do it yourself, or you want to buy plastic in town, Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware has a huge selection of discs. They're investing in discs more over the next year. And the more everybody goes in there, talks about what we're doing, buys discs, the more they'll be able to invest to make sure we have a good selection locally. So definitely go in there. Dave's the manager there. He's great. He supports everything we do. And you can go there. You can buy all your materials and tools for your do-it-yourself project. And if you do it yourself and you don't do it right, you can call Mike and he can come out and fix it for you. Huge shout out on the personal tee signs. We got Tyler Searle coming out. Tyler is a huge supporter of our events. Great to have the RV out there. Great to have plastic on site. So excited to have Tyler come back out this year for the 3rd year in a row. We got Webb coming down with a sponsorship. You guys know Webb. He is the course designer. He is the VP of the club. He is a champion of disc golf. He is the inspiration of the Frankenweb mascot. So definitely excited to have Webb sponsoring the hole. We got Joe Johnson sponsoring the hole. Some of you guys know Joe. Joe's the reason we started the club. He was right there at the beginning. So thanks, Joe, for that. And then we got 2 media companies who helped us. We ran a charity skins match a little while ago, and so that was a lot of fun. They did some video. We're hoping to have some highlights of that coming out sometime later this year, first part of next year. But Better Media and Pseudonym Studios, they're both local. If you have any business video needs, photography needs, they're great people to work with. Better Media is run by Andrew Martin, a good friend of mine. He's done some really cool stuff for us. And the Pseudonym Studios, really great stuff. They actually did some work on a documentary as well that's going to be on Netflix next year. So really great people. They're local, so definitely look them up. And then my wife, Anna, she is doing photography this go around. So really excited to have photography for the event so everybody can get their photos on the end of this. And then a couple of local shout outs. Bay County. Well, we couldn't do this without Bay County Parks and Rec. They have been a huge supporter. They've invested a ton of money and time into the course, and they continue to allow us to run great events there. And then also really excited about our new project, Root for Bay. So Root for Bay is the Bay County Disc Golf Club initiative where we are planting trees at local parks and disc golf courses to try and re-tree a little bit of the area and leave a legacy in this post-Michael area, because ultimately we lost so many trees, we'll never be able to replant them all, but we can make a little dent and do our part. And that's it. So tons of sponsors, a lot of support. This is going to be the biggest event in terms of sponsors we've ever run. So huge shout out. Let's talk about the weekend's festivities. Friday, we have a flex start. Rick Higby, Josh McGinnis, they're bringing it back. They love to do the flex starts. We're going to have a similar setup to the last one. You show up, you get a credit toward the Bay County Disc Golf Club inventory store. We'll have all of that set up. And you can sign up for that on Disc Golf Scene. If you were signed up by 8 p.m. on Thursday night, you entered in a chance to win a grill thermometer that's been donated by Ace Hardware. And we have some other items that will be given out in association with our partnership with Ace for that. So Freaky Friday Flex, sponsored by Ace Hardware. Definitely check that out on Friday if you will be in town. And if you're not going to be in town, try to figure out how to get in town so you can be a part of that. And then on Saturday, so Saturday morning, we're starting early, 7:15 check-in. If you're a pro, make sure you come. Just wave at us. Say, hey, I'm here. We're excited. Stoked you decided to be a part of this. If you're an amateur, we got a pretty big players pack for you. So swing by the table. We have a Jabberwocky stamped disc. So the Jabberwocky disc is right here. You can see that little sneak peek. If you purchased a full color disc, you have the Frankenweb disc here. You have the Bay County Disc Golf Club here. So those two discs are also be available for you there. We'll check those off. If you are entering one of our 2 contests, which we'll talk about in a minute, let us know. Also, the rest of your kit, we have a Majet branded backpack. I love to carry a backpack when I go to disc golf tournaments. Throw my sunscreen in there, waters, snacks, an extra shirt, socks, whatever I might need. So we have a backpack for you. We have a custom towel with a Majet logo. We have a first aid kit, little small first aid kit. We have some custom sunglasses and a special item that I'm not going to tell you until you get there. So really excited about all of this. We also heard the feedback. The Ironman water bottles were not the best. We had some cracks. We had some shrinkage occur in the washing machine. Definitely don't want to do that again. So we've reached out and we have replaced those bottles for this tournament with Nalgene bottles. So we have a narrow mouth Nalgene. They look awesome. They're going to be significantly more durable. They're going to be much more resilient when you put them in the dishwasher. So excited for our partnership with Custom Ink to get those done for you. And we have a payout. So and we have swag donated by Book That Condo. This thing's crazy. We've got a ton of event value going into this thing. So really excited about that. So that's check-in. Check-in will be from 7:15 to 8:30. You have to check in. It's mandatory. This is your players meeting. Don't have to be there for a players meeting. We will post tee assignments on probably Friday evening. Let everybody know where they're going. That way when you check in, you can go practice, you can get there. There's some long walks on the course, especially if you're starting in the 13, 14, 15 area. So we want to give you plenty of time. So if you check in at 7:15, you don't have to come back and see us until after your first round. We're going to start the first round at 8:40. So that'll give us a little 10-minute buffer over before. We normally start at 8:30, but we're going to package in a little time there to allow people to walk. But at 8:40 sharp, if you're not there at 8:40, par plus 4 on the first hole, you can start on the second hole. So please be there on time. Speaking of being there on time, if you haven't been to Majet recently, there are a number of portable storage units and the new community center. Really excited about the community center. It's going to give us a great spot for Tournament Central in the future, but that's not today. So today it's not completed. We can't use it. So we'll be outside. But because of all of that happening, parking is a strain. So please, 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 if you can carpool, do. If you can't carpool, we're going to do our best to open up as much of that lot as possible. And if there's no spots in the parking lot, please just park cognizantly on the road. Don't park in people's yards. Park on the Majet side of things. And then ultimately we will be trying to keep that controlled and directed as much as possible. Moving on to the round. Round 1, we have that. We finish up. Last card comes in, and then we will have lunch. So cards are going to be done on online scoring. So you go to pdga.com/score, and then the code is going to be Book That Condo. Awesome sponsor. They're going to be the code. So Book That Condo is the code. Type that in. You come in, keep your score. Should have 2 people per card keeping score. At the end of the first round, when the last card comes in, you have an hour for lunch. We don't have a food truck on site. This time of year, there's fall festivals and trunk or treats and all sorts of things. Really hard to get a food truck for our crew. So apologize for that, but there are food options close. There's a Subway right down John Pitts. There's a Hungry Howie's across Highway 231. You go south on 231, there is a Taco Bell, there's a Popeyes, and there's a Burger King. So there are options around the area. And then Subway, the best thing to do if you're going to do that is just pre-order it on your phone. You go pick it up, and it's a rather smooth experience. So there are options. You can also bring your lunch. I saw a lot of people did that for the Ironman. But just be aware, there will not be lunch on site. So please do your best to prepare for that. We'll have the hour break. We will post tee assignments on the website, the PDGA event page, and then we'll go back out for round 2. Round 2 will go on. And then when that's done, we'll split up into a few different things kind of all happening concurrently. If you place in the top of your division, be keeping track, because if you're in first place, you have to play a sudden death playoff for the win. So if you're tied for first, we're going to send you guys out. We're going to do a sudden death playoff. We will let you know the loop. The loop is usually somewhere in the like 1, 2, 3, or sometimes we'll do 1, 8, 9, just depending on how that all works out and how many playoffs we have. If you were tied for second or third, we have trophies. Trophies look awesome. They actually just came in. The box is sitting right there. I've not actually even looked at them yet, but I've seen pictures, and so I'm stoked about those. So if you're in second or third, obviously we can't give two people in second place trophies because we don't have them. We ordered a first, second, and a third. So if you're tied for a trophy position that's not first, you don't have to do a playoff sudden death style. You can do a throw off, you can do a CTP, you can flip a coin, you can arm wrestle, you can Rochambeau, don't care. What we do care is that you let us know how you determined it, who won, and let us sort of make sure that everybody's in agreement on that so that whoever won the playoff can ultimately get the trophy properly. So if you can't decide, I'm going to send you out sudden death playoff, right? If you guys come to me like, oh, we tied, we don't know what to do, sudden death playoff, you guys just go out there and we'll give you a whole loop to play until somebody wins. So that's playoffs. Ace pot. Nobody hits an ace. We will be going for an ace pot throw off. We will do that right up around Tournament Central. We will be running that while playoffs are occurring, just to make sure everything's kind of moving and while we're tabulating scores and payouts and everything else. After that, we will be doing the process of giving out awards, calculating payouts, all of that. So we'll be bringing people up. We'll be handing you your card for a payout. Payout will be on site with Tyler. Really stoked about that. And then trophies for first, second, and third for divisions that are large enough for that. And then after that, we will do the raffle. We got some big items in the raffle. We got a couple bags. We have a mark spin. I don't actually know what else is in there yet. We're still pulling it together, but this raffle is going to be awesome. And if you want to get a mark spin for the house to work on your putting, this is the time. This is the raffle to be in. So really excited about that. And then we'll get you out of here. We know a lot of you guys drive a long ways. We want to be respectful of that. We want to get you home at a reasonable hour, especially on this Halloween weekend. And we definitely want to make sure that you guys can get home safely. So should be a good day. I mentioned contest. Also in that run, we will be doing a costume contest. So when you sign in, let us know if you want in either of these. Costume contest, best costume wins. That's going to be really cool. You don't have to play in the costume to compete. You can wear your costume after the event. But we would love for you to wear your costume out on the course and get your photo in it. I think that'd be really fun. I will be in a costume. I'm not going to tell you what it is. We're going to keep that a secret until Saturday morning. But the hint I will give you is it involves aviators and a white visor. So you guys can guess in the comments on what you think that will be. And then mustache contest. We're calling it the Stash of the Mash. We have trophies for both of these items. The best mustache wins. So good luck to everyone who has been growing out their mustache. Hopefully we get some twirls or maybe the double mustache. Who knows what people are going to come out with. But really excited to see everybody out this weekend for the costume contest, the Stash of the Mash, and the Monster Mash itself, the actual event. Going to be great. So sliding out into a little bit more of the nuance of the course, a couple things I want to call out. Hole 5 Blue. If you were playing MA1 or MPO, Hole 5 Blue is a little bit different. And by a little bit different, I mean it is elevated. You can see it from the tee, so it shouldn't be a shock. You shouldn't be like, oh, I didn't know it was elevated. But it is higher. That putt's going to be a little bit harder. Just want to call that out. Also, 2 rules that are in effect this year. There's a lot of confusion around them. They've been played wrong on the tour, so I want to call them out. First one is the relief. So at Majet, we allow people to take 2 meters of relief from water, 1 meter relief from marked OB. So if you go over a path, you go over a sprayed line, any of that, you get 1 meter. Standard rules apply. If you go in the water or you're by water, you get 2 meters. And that's a safety thing. Some of these slopes are really steep. We want to make sure nobody falls in, nobody gets wet, nobody gets hurt. So how this works, if you are OB, disc is OB, you can take your relief 1 or 2 meters, depending on if it's a line or water, in any direction. So throw a big hyzer, it goes into the water on hole 1, 2 meters, any direction. Throw it over the culvert past the sprayed line, 1 meter, any direction. But if you're not OB, you don't get any direction. You still get the 2 meters or the 1 meter, but it has to be perpendicular to the OB line. So if you throw over the basket and it goes OB, you have to take it straight in on a perpendicular line to the OB line. And if you're in the water, we still give you the 2 meters, but you have to take it straight in if you don't cross that OB line. So let's say you throw and it lands short of the OB line on the culvert. I believe I said if you go over the OB line, but if you land short, straight line in. If you land short of the water, straight line in. Also remember, the line is OB. So if you're touching the line and your whole disc is out of bounds and none of it is inbounds, you're out. If the disc is completely in water, you're out. So those are the big things. You also have the Mando rule. So the Mando, I want you to imagine you have the post, tree, whatever it is, Mando left. You're throwing to the left of a tree. If you throw it around the right side of the tree, you've missed the Mando. We all agree on that. However, if you hit a tree past it, it rolls back on the right side of the Mando, you've missed the Mando. Go to the drop zone throwing 3, assuming you're throwing 1. That is the rule this year. I just want to call that out. Not too much of a problem at Majet. There's very few spots where you can hit and roll back on the wrong side of the Mando. 16 is probably the only spot that could happen. I guess 1 with a crazy headwind. But do know that if you hit a tree beyond the Mando, you roll back on the wrong side, you've missed it, go to the drop zone throwing 3. So that is something to keep track of. If you have any questions about rules while you're out on the course, you can't take pictures and bring those back for OBs. You got to make that decision on the card. But if you're like, hey, I don't know the rules, somebody took optional relief, they did this, they threw, and we aren't sure like exactly how this works, is the path in or out, play a provisional, come back to Tournament Central. We will be able to answer a question. Between Tyler and I, we can answer any question you might have out on the course and help you guys make sure that you guys get the right ruling in there so you don't get 2 strokes for putting in a wrong score. That is basically it. Really excited about this event. Stoked for all of our sponsors, Book That Condo, James Harris, Dennis Nelson, Rotor Disc Golf Supply, Mike Bennett and Bay Builders, Ace Hardware, Tyler Searle, Webb Warren, Joe Johnson, Better Media, Pseudonym Studios, and again, Bay County, Root for Bay. This is the largest sponsorship contingent we've ever had for an event. We continue to just try to put on good events, and we hope this will be one of the most fun events. We've certainly never done a costume contest. We've never done full color Dimax discs. We've never done a mustache contest. So a lot of cool new stuff we're trying out. The raffle should be great. The players pack is awesome. Really stoked to see everybody out there. It's been a while since we've run an event. I guess the Ironman was the last one. So miss all of you folks, and am excited to see you guys on Saturday. And so until then, rest up, get hydrated, stay healthy, drive safe, and we will see you Saturday morning sometime between 7:15 and 8:30. Thanks, everybody.
I was working in the lab at an age of light, when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly